Yeah, alright, so right now we're still rocking the hardwire skill build, and just a quick update on that particular build. If you guys did not know, I went ahead and I worked really hard. I dropped a video on YouTube of the builds that we have currently configured for the set. All three builds will be coming out within the next week. Yesterday we dropped this build, which is the skill build. And Monday and Tuesday we'll be dropping the striker build, which is the DPS build. And on Tuesday we'll be dropping the tank build that we have. But just as a quick update, just to give you guys an understanding of what's happening, the video I had not optimized none of my gear. Now everything's optimized. All three sets are fully optimized, fully maxed out for optimization. And right now, what we're looking at for this skill build, and we go down to the skills damage. The Seeker Mines do 2.3 mil, and the Hive now does 941. Okay. Before, the Seeker Mines was only doing like 1.7 when I did the skill build. So now that we've optimized everything, it is doing a lot more damage. So the skill build has been upgraded, and I'll show you for the DPS build. I did make some changes. I noticed that when I put the Baker's Dozen on the striker build, the DPS build, the damage on this gun went up to 518k. As you can see, I re-rolled 15% rifle damage on this gun. So yeah. And we also have the tactician laser pointer, which now it actually pulses the enemies. So that also gives you an additional buff as part of damage when you pulse an enemy. So now we have that on the gun as well. So we're giving out a lot of damage. We're still using the Carnage because I'm never going to change this. It's fully maxed out. This is my perfect LMG at this point. I'm not switching away from this gun. The RPM rate is extremely way high. It's 978. It does 181 rounds. It does a lot of damage. Believe me. Especially with all the weapon damage that we have skilled on this build. We're still rocking the Coyote Mask. Has max weapon damage. On the Striker's piece, I rerolled this one. This one had health on it. I rerolled that for crit hit damage. Now we got 11.6, 14.8 weapon damage. On the holster, I rerolled this for also crit hit damage. Kept the 12.1 for the weapon damage. On this one, I rerolled weapon damage 15%. Don't necessarily need the skill damage or the skill repair, but I can't change both stats when I primarily need the weapon damage. So that's why I rerolled weapon damage on this one. And for the gloves, we went ahead and we rerolled the gloves for weapon damage 15%. And on the backpack, it has rerolled for crit hit damage because the weapon damage was already pretty high. So we got to fully optimize most of the pieces so we can get the most out of this build. When we go into the stats for this one, let's take a look at it. Crit hit damage is at 98.7%. Weapon damage for this one is 518. If I switch it to my LMG, it's 84k or 85k pretty much. So yeah. Still got 60% headshot damage, but mostly I tried to stack crit hit damage with this build. So that's primarily what the stats look like for this one when it comes to that. There's a few additional perks that are in here. The weapon swap speed, that's from the Baker's Dozen. That's the 19%. Stability, that's from the mods that I have on the LMG, I think. Yeah. That's pretty much it. So we might rock with the DPS build for seasons, because I don't know if I really want to rock the skill build. The skill build is primarily for, you know, just messing around. But when you're doing these type of missions and you're on a time limit, you want to put as much damage downrange as quick as possible to get through a section so you can move to the next one. Keep it moving, you know what I'm saying, as quick as possible. And still we're rocking the turret and the revive hive for the striker build, because I go down. It doesn't have any armor on this build, as you saw, so I don't want to lose that in any kind of way. And this is the Patriot tank build. I rewrote everything. It now has pretty much max armor on every piece. And as you can see, the armor stat is up to 1.8 mil. So yeah. So now we got a lot of armor for this build. So if we have to switch it up, if anything, we'll play with either the tank build or the DPS build.